Welcome to Wealth Dynasty. Thanks for showing up today. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what are we doing, Kurt?
Okay, so Wealth Dynasty, well, we're about protecting families. Number one, I would say that's the most important thing that we do, is protect families financially from the loss of a loved one. Although we can never replace the loved one that's lost, we can replace and at least ease the burden that comes when someone's gone.
Correct. Massive financial burden there.
The big financial burden that can occur. Okay. And the world's full of stories where either men or women have passed on early and left a wife or husband and children behind that has completely destroyed whatever dreams they might have had.
Correct.
And where college educations are lost, financial security is lost, peace of mind is lost, and people are in a whole world that they never expected to encounter. And what we can do, the life insurance, when properly applied, which our goal is to properly apply it to make it tailor fit to each person.
Correct. Not a cookie cutter solution.
Not a cookie cutter. It's very tailored. Everybody's different. And so we apply the huge number of products that are available to apply the right product to the right situation.
Correct.
I think one of the challenges of life insurance is that it is confusing. People don't know how much to buy.
Yeah.
They don't understand how insurance works. They have no background to understand it. And as a result, they don't do it because they can't understand it.
It's like anything. Like if I don't know about working out, I'm just going to put it off until whenever, until my health gets to a critical level, and then I got to do some type of workout, and then they'll scramble and look online and maybe see what they can find.
Right.
Or ask a friend that maybe, ripped, hey, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
And that might not be the best advice right there.
Right.
Unfortunately. But yeah, it's the same.
Right.
I mean, lack of education, and I think that's really what we're trying to do is an overall education, not only on finances and life insurance, but what are different strategies that people can use that are practical and not just theoretical, because I think there's a lot of financial gurus out there that say, save this much percentage of your income. That's not practical. Like, you have to live your life. And we have the theory, but we also have the practicality. And then fitting, like you say, the insurance and all these different products into people's situation that are very specific to their needs and their family's future, to keep those dreams, because, anybody's greatest asset is their ability to generate income. That's the greatest asset that people have.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the ability to generate income, whether it's through becoming disabled or passing away, you have to have some way to replace that.
Yeah. As you said, there's a lot of people out there that have all kinds of ideas, and there's a million thoughts out there. A lot of people say, buy term, invest the difference, or just buy term and don't worry about anything else. Other people say, just buy whole life, don't do anything else, buy whole life. There's also other products, variable universal life, index universal life, all sorts of term products that are available, including some term products that have return of premium over the years. And there's also additional benefits that can be added to a life insurance policy, such as using the death benefit to provide long-term care benefits, or accidental death, all sorts of different attachments. I guess you might say we call them riders in the business. Upgrades and attachments to the policies that can help people, but it's a lot of confusion, a lot of choices. It's like you're looking at a huge menu with about 1 million choices. Yeah. How do you make a decision about that?
Cheesecake Factory menu. There's like 30 pages.
Right. That'd be about 100 pages or 200 pages.
With the insurance,
Yeah. And so I guess our goal is to help people make a good decision for themselves, something that fits into their financial situation, whatever it might be. We do believe that term insurance has great uses. It's fantastic for families just getting started that have a modest budget, that need a lot of coverage. It's also useful for business partnerships that are, probably going to last 10 years or less because it's low cost and sometimes can be used with minimal impact on the balance sheet.
Correct.
At the same time, we use cash value life insurance to create a policy that's going to last the rest of their lives. And in my career, which has spanned over 40 years now, I have seen many, many times I've reviewed the policies people have. They bought term insurance 10 or 15 years ago. The term is about to expire. Their health may not be the same as what it was when they first bought the policy. They can't convert it. And they all say, man, I wish I would have bought permanent insurance, back when I was younger.
Yeah.
Or I've reviewed policies where people have whole life policies or a lot of cash value in their policies. And they say, man, I'm glad I did this. Wish I'd done twice as much.
Yeah.
We often start off thinking, I'm just going to do term insurance. That's the easiest thing. Yeah, it is the easiest decision.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the best decision. And what I'm seeing now is that people, especially that have policies, they're looking in their 50s and 60s, and they really look down the road and they say, hey, I may need some help financing any kind of long-term care situation. Mm-hmm. That's a really big issue, especially for people, like I said, in their 50s and 60s. And so often we're able to review policies, use old cash value policies, create a benefit in a permanent policy that they'll be able to use a monthly portion of the death benefit to provide for long-term care, which I find to be extremely valuable for lots of people. And so what we try to do, if it's feasible, people we're talking to now in their 30s and 40s, get them some permanent insurance with a long-term care benefit so they don't have to face that big challenge down the road.
Yeah.
Those are just some of the ideas we have out there. I mean, the other ideas, of course, are with permanent insurance, especially using index universal life, to create a big cash value in their policy using the tax benefits of life insurance to create significant tax-free income later on in life. That's probably the most overlooked way of saving money or preparing for retirement.
Agree.
And what people don't get is that, life insurance, who wants life insurance? But life insurance has some amazing tax benefits.
Correct.
That, yes, you may be able to invest the money and do better, but the tax you'll have to pay either through capital gains or ordinary income tax there's bigger than the life insurance gain, because the life insurance, yes, there is some cost of insurance, other fees, but they're not nearly as big as the tax.
Correct.
And so that way, because the tax leverage, the life insurance becomes super valuable for people, especially later on in life.
Yeah.
So part of our goal is to help people understand that. If it applies to them, let them use it. If they can, it's fantastic. And everybody's different. So one person, may they may be wealthy already, but they want to create liquidity because maybe they're heavily invested in real estate or Bitcoin or all sorts of things that real estate businesses that maybe they don't want to have to sell them when the time comes. So let's create some liquidity to take that pressure off, because the worst thing that can happen, at least people work hard all their lives, they build a real estate portfolio, and then, hey, something happens, they pass away, all of a sudden that real estate portfolio may not be worth as much because it has to be sold
at market value, current market value,
or under market value because it has to be sold.
Yeah.
They have to liquidate, and life insurance creates liquidity when it's most needed.
Estate planning, another thing we talk about a lot on this podcast. We're going to have experts. We have a lot of experts that we've interviewed. We're going to interview more. Really, I think what it comes down to is that tailor-made solution for everybody. Whether it's stacking certain products on top of each other, like a whole life with some additional term to get to the coverage level that you need, but also staying within that cost or budget that you're looking at. It's really, we go through lots of different strategies. We have experts that we interview and get their point of view. It's highly educational is what we're going, what we're
Yeah.
our goal is.
We'll try to strip away the confusion, be a trusted advisor, and give them, the right product for the right situation. That's really what it comes down to. That's what the role of an agent really these days is, to strip away the confusion.
Correct.
Because there's just way too much.
I think a lot of times when there's investment advisors and then there's insurance agents, and lots of times those agents or investment advisors are restricted or captive to a specific company that only offers certain products or what their company can offer. And in our situation, we work differently, obviously, but being able to have products from basically every company that there is, and solutions from all those, it really opens up the possibilities for clients. And when an advisor says, no, this is your best option, I mean, it's the same thing as if you got a diagnosis from a doctor that you had to get surgery, you had some critical or terminal illness, you want to get a second opinion, honestly, especially if if these are big numbers and we're doing, you're talking about generational wealth, legacy wealth, you really need to get a second opinion, because some of those agents might be restricted to what they can offer because that's all the company that they work for, and they can only use that portfolio. So having a broader picture like that's is very important, and just getting the education, because when somebody says this is going to be the best thing for you, you want to question that. You want to question, okay, explain why. Why is this going to be best? Why is this going to be, what other options are there besides this? And if you don't have a trusted advisor that can say, look, here's all your options, and this is why we found this specific solution for you in your situation, and it's not going to be for everybody. This is specifically tailored to you. And the reason that that's the best is because of these reasons. Now, these do offer these benefits, but also, weigh those pros and cons. And if you have an advisor that's trustworthy and very transparent, they're going to go through your situation in that exact manner. And again, I think it's important to get the education, so that because if what you don't know, you don't know, and you won't be able to ask those questions like, what about stacking, a couple $1,000,000 of term insurance on top of, a couple $1,000,000 of the whole life, so I can get to what my family needs for replacement income, or to replace the trust money that we're taking out. All those situations are going to be different, but just having those options is powerful, and having the education is really what's powerful. And I think nowadays, the clients they're smarter than ever, because you can just go and Google, you can chat GPT, you can take a look online and get some education, and that'll start you in a general direction. But then to take the next step, you have to find a trusted advisor that aligns with what you're trying to do with your life.
Yeah. In my career, I've I've partnered with hundreds of financial advisors in the banks and the wirehouses to help them apply life insurance to their clients and give them a tailored solution. My experience is that the vast majority of financial advisors, although they may be insurance licensed, have very little knowledge of insurance and don't understand how it works. They're focused on the investments, they're focused on the markets, and they don't have the background, quite frankly. Even though they may have the license, they don't have the background
And
to...
they get the license to get paid.
Right.
Like, they want to get some commission off this, and that's why they got the license. But that's as far as it went.
Right. I have a lot of experience working with financial advisors to help their clients. In fact, the reason they had people like me was because they didn't know about insurance, and they needed someone who's an expert in it to help advise their clients. So, we look at the whole client, we look at their whole situation, try to understand it. We're not trying to take away their investments or anything like that. But we want to, give them good solutions. So one advantage, so a little bit of background about Wealth Dynasty is that this all came about because working with Figtree Financial Group, which is a registered investment advisory firm in Barbados, we're able to help many people in the Caribbean who've not had any really good experience at all in life insurance.
There's not a lot of options. I mean,
Yeah,
when you're in an area like that, you're restricted to what the banks can offer, and sometimes it's not that great.
So they have limited options, you're right, but we're able to open up a field, a world of options to them. One part of our practice, which is quite a significant part, is working with global citizens
Correct.
to help them get the benefits of U.S.-based life insurance, in their situation.
I really like that part of our business. I really like that because I personally lived in South America for 8 years, and I love the ingenuity of people that are able to make something out of nothing or restore stuff without access to OEM equipment or situations like that. And I think there's just so much talent in Latin America and the Caribbean. It's incredible, and they need the same resources and the same opportunities that we have here. And having the opportunity to get United States based life insurance, even if you can't come to the United States to sign up the paperwork, we could still get you set up. We have so many options with so many different companies, and we offer insurance in every single country that I'm aware of.
Well, not every single country, but there's a few countries we
Latin
can't.
America, though, right?
Well, pretty much in Latin America, there'll be a one or two that we probably can't, but
Yeah, we offer, honestly, like solutions for just about everyone.
yeah.
And the financial comfort that gives you, that you have an asset that is not dependent on your local government and your business. Maybe with, some countries have, a lot of countries have currency controls and government controls and regulations, and the fear of being expropriated that could happen at any time in certain areas. And just having the ability to diversify your assets with United States based insurance products
In U.S. dollars.
in payout in dollars.
Yeah.
It's an incredible opportunity.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think we've covered a lot of it there, and but we're excited to be working. So our team, by the way, consists of myself, one of the founders, Mark, who is our marketing manager, and Stephanie Moe, who's not here at the moment. She's our business development manager. That's the team we're starting off with, and we're off to a great start with many, many opportunities. And we are connected to Figtree Financial Group out of Barbados. Work with that team down there, and looking forward to serving many people here in the United States, and especially in the Caribbean and Latin America.
yeah, super excited about the opportunity that this is going to give to a lot of the people that don't have other options besides what their local Wells Fargo or Citibank branch, or they're leaving the smaller banks are giving them some options through other companies. But honestly, this is just a huge opportunity for them to have access to products that they would never have access to previous, which is it's really exciting.
Yeah, and the great news is that Mark speaks Spanish fluently, having lived in Venezuela for many years. I speak Spanish from having lived in Spain many years ago, and Stephanie Moe speaks Spanish. She speaks Cantonese, English, and Mandarin.
Yeah.
And so we've got a lot of people we can talk to.
That's about, yep, exactly. We're here to take care of pretty much anybody in their situation.
Yeah. So thanks for joining Wealth Dynasty today. It's our first podcast. So glad to have you. Look forward to seeing you many, many times, or having you see us many times. And look forward to your calls and your questions. Hit subscribe. Thanks.
Yeah, and if there's any topic that you want to discuss or have us elaborate more, or anything in particular that's a question, feel free to comment here in the comment section below or above, and depending on which platform you're on. And reach out directly. We're gonna have our contact information here. We'll have, like we mentioned, we have guests from different experts in different fields to answer questions, and maybe sometimes not even answer questions, to help you open up your mind to different possibilities and potential opportunities. So it's great education.
Okay, cool.
Something like that.